Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, this is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the afternoon swing trading floor with your humble host, Jerremy Newsome, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What is going on, folks, friends, team, and family, fans, and followers from around the globe? Hope you're doing incredible. It is Monday. We had some nice market moves out there. You can see actually, I'm able to afford my light bill today. First time ever. The light is on. What's going on, Jay Wage? Albert says, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome. I'll be looking down here a lot for this particular recording, but I'll pop back over to the screen when I get the chance to. Hope everyone's doing amazing. Amazing. What's up, Tage? Bob, how's it going? Sammy, what up, Sammy? Jason King, what's up, Jason? Brent Smith, hey, hey, hey. All right, Squadron, well, let's go chat about it. And the SPY it at least did not go down dramatically today. I guess that's the news. That's the noteworthy news of the day. It didn't just go straight to zero, nor did the Qs. So at least we're up. You know, we'll see. Overall, I like the gap. I like the overall trend. I like the close. I like the direction. I like the weekly chart. So far, it's kind of hanging out. Again, a little bit of a slow grind to the upside, but for now, it doesn't look awful. Daily chart kind of hanging out. Still looks kind of cute. And we will see. I don't know. That's kind of all I got. I mean, the Qs, all right, which is the NASDAQ ETF. I like the gap up. Love the fact that we opened above the high of Friday. That was a big deal. And, you know, if we go in here to like a 3 or 5 minute chart, I mean, realistically, a perfect play this morning. For anyone who was day trading, if you were day trading, it was a retest gap. Very first 3 minute candle says, hey, Macarena. I mean, it's a strong candle, good breakout. Here's your pre-market resistance. So if you're playing a retest, right, this was the retest. Pulled back into the previous pre-market high. Bloop, there's your buyer. And bang, it slowly takes off and just you get rewarded. That's how most of you traded today per the charts that I saw in Slack. So congratulations if that's indeed what you did. Overall chart, again, looks nice. We did bounce off the 200, which again is nice. And whenever we break above this 325 level, that's when everything should be clean and crisp and ready to rock and roll. The weekly chart still looks good. Overall trend looks nice. So as of right now, I don't know. I mean, I think we're gonna worst case just kind of chop around and get ups and downs and some weirdness until April, but then after April we probably go higher. Dow Jones kind of hangs out, and then the IWM, right, the Russell 2000 index, a little bit of a down day, but again, inside candle. So we've seen some rotation, right? We have seen obviously tech rotation, we've seen energy rotation, we've seen retail. It depends on what you're in, obviously, how your portfolio moved today, but I don't think anyone hemorrhaged money today from at least a paper loss unrealized perspective. So hooray. I mean, obviously, I guess it depends on what you're in, but you know, most of the positions I was in or that we're all in together, nothing crazy happened. So we'll go through a lot of them. It won't be a massive day. We can probably add a few also on the list, but let's go ahead and get started by looking at Ping, P-I-N-G, Ping Identity. And I've been keeping an eye on this one the last 2 or 3 days. This one, again, one of those buy low, sell high type of plays. So if I go to a weekly chart, you'll notice this is like a little bit of a trend somewhat from the IPO lows of October 2019. We were down here just back in November, same exact price. Now we're back down here again. We bounced once and we could bounce 2 times, which would be twice. So overall candle looks cool. A little bit of a high wave indecision candle today. Here's the 78-minute chart. I'll turn the extended hours off. So Momo technically did go long just the other day. So if you're looking at playing this one, cool. And if you're not in already, you could play the break above the high of that candle. That's pretty much what I'm watching on PING identity. Ping identity. Griff says, oh man, that beard, very Gandalf, Newsome. Thanks, dude. It's doing a little bit of this. So I'm going to go to the barber and just kind of like, you know, I'm going to tell him to make me look homeless chic rather than just homeless. You know, there is a difference. And right now I'm kind of like in the second tier. I don't want people to mistake me in Miami for just straight up homeless. Oh, man. So, cool. PING. That's what some people are watching. Clover Health Investment. Ticker symbol CLOV. So, Clover, we played this one with this hammer back on February 5th, and that didn't work at all. Clover Health just got absolutely annihilated, realistically, with the tech sell-off. And then we posted another hammer back on March 5th. So if you played the other hammer, it's slowly up. And if you're not, you're probably just buying some type of pullback. Again, I'd probably do like half an hour and half an hour onto this one. So half an hour into this congestion and another half an hour just in case we get one more final dip on this particular stock. Right now, again, for most stocks, if you're in it, once you're in, that's the hardest part of trading. Most traders feel like we have to do a lot of things once we're in a trade. Generally, though, you don't, right? Generally, you don't. So you get in and then you're like, okay, I'm in now. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot that you have to really do at that particular point in time. Once you're in, you're in. So Clover Health Investment, just weigh it out if you got in. Derek Washington says he grabbed a little something. So D-Dubs, aka one of my birthday brothers. Derek, so Robert Falco, another birthday brother of ours, by the way. Me, you, and Falco, exact same birthday. How interesting, huh? And true story, I had another friend from all the way back in the day came up to hang out with me last week, also born on May 2nd. So it was like the pre-party of parties. Yeah, random. Anyway, very interesting. Sammy says, I'm May 2nd too. What? That's crazy. Man, it's like everyone's having a birthday this year. What is going on? Michael Pipkins says, that's my birthday as well. Is it really? In fact, are all of you guys born on May 2nd? Is that what this is? That is too cool. Everyone's here is born on the 2nd for May. That is so funny. That is so cool. Strong like bull. All right, CLOV. There we go. That's what we got. IQ is building some pressure. Building some pressure. El Pressurino. So yeah, watch it. I mean, could this break out? Yeah, it could. Will it break out? At some point, you would think so. They do things. It is an actual company. It had a great pullback. So I would just, if it breaks out, you can snag some if you want to play it. Let it pull back, snag some more, add to it, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to, watch. One thing to keep in mind is if we got some like bear candles or some reversal candles or whatever, and it trades sideways for a week and then gapped above it, oh man, that'd be so pretty. It'd be very, very pretty. So let us see if it can build some pressure. Yeah, pressure McPressureton. Let's see if that occurs though, because right now it hasn't yet built up tons and tons of pressure, but it's trying. There is a good resistance. It's one that you can watch if you feel like doing so on IQ. CrowdStrike, CRWD, one of the tech stocks that had a pullback. And CrowdStrike pulled back a whole 30% in 2 weeks, which is a lot. Pulled down to the 100 simple moving average, and that's where it's at again. In fact, today's candle is almost a perfect inside day candle, also a wicked pair candle right on top of the 100. So if you do get a gap up or some type of bullishness from here, again, I'm still more bullish than bearish. I'm not saying that we can't go lower on things, but here's the great news. With the market the way it was today, right? I think we have some very interesting and important pivots on certain stocks that if we were looking for a location to either A, get stopped out, or B, buy some protective put, I think that location would be below these candles or below these most recent pivots that formed on the overall market. Yeah, so if we get a close below those, probably going to start sinking. Sundial, doing nothing today. I don't have any position on Sundial, and a few people who had a position on it, we talked about it a lot that day and mentioned to get out the very next day since the earnings were the previous day. And that's what most people did on that day. They got out as it gapped up, took their profits. And by most people, I mean literally most people, because since then it's been going straight down. So Sundial from here probably trades back down to 118, best case, and then no idea. No clue. Again, realistically, probably does this and most likely does absolutely nothing. That's probably best case scenario. Generally, what stocks and companies like this, that's what they do. More often than not, the monthly chart, you are battling the 10 and the 20 EMA as a support resistance. And again, could we trade sideways for a month or two and then go higher? Absolutely. Could we do none of those things? Absolutely. I don't have any positions on this one right now, so just waiting out and we'll see. Navios, maritime containers. So this is another shipping play. And I have had 3 or 4 traders ask me about the shipping plays, and just my opinion, but if you're buying up here, this is a little bit of a chase, my friends. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. This is a chase. It was $1 back in October, and it's at 12 right now. That's too high. You don't really want to buy up there. I mean, you had a perfect hammer on March 5th, which was not that long ago. That was at $6 a share. So nice movement, good gain, but let's practice. For a lot of you, you've learned some very valuable lessons over the last few weeks. Let's practice some of those lessons. On this particular stock, would you settle for a 10% pullback before you start buying the dip, or a 30% pullback? Go ahead and type into the chat pane. Which one would you want to see? Oh, everyone's saying 30% pullback. You guys see how easy that is? Right? Yeah, start to pyramid in, but don't start buying like right here. Like, oh, I had a 10% pullback because it's so high. The less high it goes, the less of a pullback you need. But the higher it goes, the more of a pullback you should be waiting for. So just be very, very cautious. If you're doing a buy some up here, which is cool, that's totally up to you. I wouldn't buy a lot. Personally, I don't have any position in this one, but yeah, it's very, very close to the top. DAC, this is the same thing, another shipping container play. And I did talk to a logistics expert and shipping expert today for breakfast, and he has told me that the ports are absolutely backed up, at least in LA, Miami, and Houston. So there are a lot of ports being backed up. You have tons and tons of demand through the roof. The workers are few and far in between. They have cargo ships that are just sitting out in the bay for weeks at a time trying to deliver their cargo, and they can't. So whatever, logistical supply chain play you want to make, that's fine. Just keep in mind that if you play one of these stocks, again, I'm not saying it can't go higher, just understand that it could easily pull back more, but this is not the absolute best place to get in. That's all. Looks nice. Great looking trend. Just needs a little bit more of a pullback. But yeah, really intriguing stuff. And this is the other one, NNM. So again, great gap up today. Again, probably very close to the exact top. Very close to it. Okay. Las Vegas Sands. So Mr. Squiggle's pretty much right on that one, at least so far. So if you're looking at playing LVS, this is probably the buying opportunity. If you're buying into weakness, 3 down days in a row, and it's coming into that hammer that came back on March 5th. If you're not buying there, you probably would consider buying around 60, which is that previous old resistance, new support. Weekly chart, old resistance, new support. Long-term moving averages right around the 200 something moving average. Monthly chart, 100 something moving averages. All kinds of support at 60. Again, not saying you have to buy, just simply saying if you're planning on it or strategizing to, that's probably where I would. This is a fun one for credit spreads. If you're a credit spread fan, this stock does have and can pay some good premium. So if it starts to go a little bit lower and you're looking for some bull put spread premium for April before earnings, or maybe even over earnings for May, somewhere down here, there's a lot of check marks that I could easily get on Las Vegas Sands, the Sands, LVS. That's what I got. MOGO. What is MOGO? Finance, rental, leasing. Man, MOGO. John says, buy it now? Right. MOGO is straight up. You know, let me pop over to Earnings Whisper. Don't logo my MOGO. You guys remember those awesome commercials? Lego my Eggo. It did make you want to buy Eggo waffles. I don't know how they did that, but it worked. Unless it was just me. I begged my mom for like months at a time to buy me some. I don't think she ever did. I'm thinking about it now. I don't think I ever got an Eggo waffle. Dang, man. Sammy said you didn't miss much. Dang. Well, still. Earnings Whisper, I guess, is not working. Jay says, pay your internet bill. I guess I need to. Well, anyway, long story short, if I'm playing this one, it looks like earnings might be around the corner. I think $9 could be an opportunity. If you're buying the dip, that would be like an initial spot. MOGO. Yeah, that's probably be it. I mean, I'd buy a little bit there and a lot more around 6. That's the buy low, sell high. So support, resistance there, support there with a little bit of an internal line there. So I'd pick up some there and then a lot more there for your probably a position trade. As far as a pyramid, maybe an actual interesting swing trade, I'm not sure. Paul Macbeth says, I ate it plain and loved it. You guys are funny. That's awesome. March 23rd. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Pam. So they are right around the corner. They are, yeah. Earnings Whisper needs Fastly, which we should probably look at today. Duckhorn Portfolio, not Portofino. That's a hotel in somewhere, LA. The Duckhorn Portfolio. This is wine. This is a wine play. Where are all my boozies at? Type in a 1. My boozies. Sammy's throwing a 1. You're the only one, Sammy. According to the chat pane, it's just you. Sorry, dude. He's the only one. Only one who drinks wine. Poor Sammy, all alone. Love it. Well, yeah, this is Duckhorn. This is wine. This is a wine play. Recent IPO. Yep, a recent IPO for my boozies. The Duckhorn. I haven't had any Duckhorn, but here's the hourly chart. It is a brand new IPO. Jay says, don't lie. I mean, fair. I don't think I've had it. I can easily say that. I can't remember a time. I don't know. It doesn't stand out. It does not stand out. You guys thought I said an entirely different word. I might have on accident. I hope I didn't, but you guys never know. I'm not the best at reading out loud. Oh man, this chat pane never giving me a break. I love it. I love it. Okay, if I were playing NAPA, the duck horn portfolio, this is the weekly chart. It looks pretty good. The daily chart looks pretty interesting. I'm down to give this one a shot. And my thought is, if we make some money on this, we could probably buy some wine with it. You know? So I'm gonna watch this one. Let's watch it again tomorrow. How about that? If we win on this particular trade, that's the amount of money that we'll use to, you know, snag some wine. Hector, oh yes, I did. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. Harold says deal. Are you sure, Harold? I don't have to pull your arm or anything, do I? That's okay. I can talk you into it. I mean, we're gonna have to buy the wine and I'll send it to Sammy because he's the only one here that drinks wine. You guys had your chance. Sammy says he will take it. Okay, so he'll send me his address and we can just all send him the wine. All right, SOS. I'm sorry I'm so jovial today. I apologize. Why would you buy a stock with the ticker SOS? You know, I don't know. I don't know. It needs help too. Look at this one. Look at this one. Whew. Oh. Look at, I mean, man. So is it going to come back from the dead? Well, it doesn't look like it. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying if it does, I'd probably try to buy very small fragments. So I'd buy maybe a little there, and a little bit there. That can be my pyramid. It'd be more of a like position style trade, but I wouldn't risk very much on this one. I don't have any positions on it. I would probably wait. It looks a little bit like a ski slope. Now, granted, saying all that to say, what if it does this and then breaks out, you know, a month from now? It's like, okay, well, I'll buy it a month from now. Paul says when Blue Apron has a better chart, there's a problem. Agreed. Yeah, and it's not much better. But it is, oh, that's actually a very good point. Shoot, Paul, are you gonna make me trade Blue Apron again? Dang it. This is Robert's favorite stock, single-handedly. I did give up on Blue Apron a while ago, so I guess I'm just probably just gonna wait on it. Derek says my worst trade. Yeah, this one goes in the books for a stock that I've tried to pick the bottom on 4 times. They had their shot to do good, and they haven't yet did anything great with their shot. Their one opportunity. Palo Alto Networks. Now this one, I'm not saying it's going to go down, but I am saying this. I'm okay to buy this one, and I am absolutely fine to wait. But if there is a put option trade that I take on a tech stock, it might be this one, based purely on this head and shoulders pattern. I mean, technically it's like a complex head and shoulders pattern. So it might do one of those and really be ugly. But I think this, if there's one to play, like that is a nice, it has a sloping neckline. It has a little bit of everything. I don't have any position on it yet. But again, keep in mind, I'm not saying the market cannot go lower. It absolutely can. I don't think it will. But if we can retest the 350-ish area, I might snag some puts on Apollo just as a hedge, as a just in case, because it doesn't look amazing. Yeah. All right, had a few requests for some currency pairs by my boy George. So the currency pair, crypto to crypto currency pairs are always a little bit challenging because they trade in very, very tight ranges. So this is increasing your Litecoin holdings with your Bitcoin, and it's a tough one to trade. It is. But if you are a net buyer of it presently to try to increase your Bitcoin holdings with your Litecoin, this is probably the spot at which you're buying down here. And the stop loss will be pretty simple. It'll be going, it'll go right below the low of this candle. So I'll go through these pretty quick. Same thing with LTC Ethereum, right? So if we go look at on the weekly chart, right, since that particular currency pair slowly trailing lower. Again, this is not Litecoin US dollar. This is Litecoin Ethereum. It's a little bit of a different type of currency pair. Like we talked about in the crypto class, literally increasing your crypto holdings with crypto trading. So yeah, same thing. Great buying spot. Stop loss on this one would probably actually go about 0.10326. And then Ethereum, Bitcoin, a little bit less powerful, but still some decent support around here. If I was going to be a net buyer of Bitcoin with Ethereum, it'd actually be down around 0.02610. All right, ticker MTH, home company, home builders, home building. And again, overall decent trend. Obviously, had a big pullback in 2000. Well, I say obviously, it actually started crashing in 05 and did nothing during the 2008, 2009, 2010, and then just started going higher. That was actually a pretty strong signal. Not that I knew how to do anything back then. And I probably heavily doubt that I would have bought it and held it until today as well. But pretty sideways, hanging out. Yeah, as sideways gets. I mean, when you pull up a chart and it's in the middle of a sideways moving 100, 200 moving average with the doji, you're probably going, yeah, I'm just gonna wait that out. Not a great trend, nothing super exciting. If you own shares, it probably will go higher over time. If you're gonna buy it, buy as low as you can, sell as high as you can. But right now, sideways. Okay. PETQ. Welcome to Pet IQ. Do you want to know your pet's IQ? It's not high. PETQ. Here's the weekly chart. Sideways. With a slight bullish hint to it. PETQ. 100 simple on a weekly chart. That's the support. Buy low, sell high if you're playing it. Monthly chart. Again, same thing, really sideways. Daily chart, yeah, the moving averages are like right on top of each other. Now, if you're pulling back down to here, I mean, this is a beautiful hammer, solid support. So if you're buying low and selling high, you can make money off of pretty much anything. If it has a chart, it has a heart. Robert says they're building a nice headquarters in Eagle, Idaho, which is hundreds of feet from Robert. I think that's it. Old resistance, new support, maybe 30, but yeah. Anyway, long story short, if you're buying it, just buy it at a lower price and probably hang on to it, and then best of luck. Overstock.com. So OSTK, this is the daily chart, long-term moving averages, acting as a little bit of a support. If you're buying it, that's probably where you buy it. We had some traders who did play overstock, and they bought overstock over in here. They did some hedging with options throughout here. They were nice and patient and then wrote it up and were able to sell it for a profit a few weeks ago, which means those traders had to wait 6 whole months to make money. 6 months. Can you guys imagine having to wait 6 months to make money on a position stock, position type of trade? What a great pullback to the 200 too. Beautiful, beautiful pullback. Nice little double bottom. Anyway, yeah, if you're looking at buying it again, probably 67 and some change. Buy low, sell high. Be patient. All right, HOFV, man. So this is one, it was really hilarious. This is one that I actually lost small on this day, March 18th, as a day trade. Really, really quite annoying. So here's your candle. And I actually did back trade this one and had a coaching student. We talked through it on Sunday and had a really, really good analysis on it for it today. But Hall of Fame resort. So got stopped out of a day trade for a very small loss. Could have been a nice, cute win, but whatever. Actually gapped up the next day, causing a little bit of a bullish move, and then just took out all of that volume. So later in the day, if you were playing this one, you pretty much could have easily gotten in above that resistance, right above this candle, and above all that bear volume. You could have gotten in at around 345 or towards the close of the day, right? If you're watching it, I normally don't watch this one at all. Obviously, I've never even heard of it before. I didn't trade it till the very first time on March 18th. And then on this particular day, getting in at close because it was above all that resistance. Look at all the volume, 200 million shares. Again, closing above, the key is closing above the resistance. And if you go back one day, look at how big that bear volume looked at the time. People selling to lock in a profit, all that stuff. And then boom, biggest volume of all time. So like if you're getting in, you're probably getting on a close or having some type of limit buy ready to go. And like, I mean, if it take this out, is there any moving average stopping this particular stock? And it's like, no. Again, is it a good company? Probably not. But chart wise, again, if it has a chart, it has a heart. Bang. That's today. That is today. Back trade complete. So yeah, this has ability to go higher. It really can. People are going to catch wind of it and whatever, buy a pullback. So here's the hourly chart. Turn on moving averages, turn off the extend hours. And this one just pulled into the 10 EMA on the hourly today, which is generally like the first moving average to get retested, then the 20 on the hourly, then the 50 on the hourly, which is about the 10 EMA on the daily, then the 100 simple on the hourly, which is about the 20 EMA on the daily, and so on and so forth. So trend is established right now. If you're looking for a little bit of a cheapo to kind of actively trade, this one could be that cheapo. All right, AYX. AYX, man, I look at this chart and I'm just so excited to have sold on this one. George says, I think it triggered Momo on the 78-minute today. So Hall of Fame or AYX, but you might be AYX. Hall of Fame did it on March 10th. Yeah, but AYX did do it today. That is a correct statement. Yep. You, sir, are correct. So AYX definitely has some support, triggered Momo long. It is at a support zone. It is at the 200 simple on a weekly chart. If you're playing it down here, my approach is less Momo style and more position like speculative, meaning kind of pyramiding in, buying in some and saying, okay, if it takes out this level, it's going to go out. I'll just get out of the trade again. It is at some support. It could easily double bottom. Obviously, the whole market would kind of have to do that for this one to do that. But yeah, it's at a support zone. This one needs some love for sure. It needs some serious McLovin. It is not holding strong. But I did get out of this position back over here and have my collar. Possible double bottom. Cute little gap up today. Again, up to you how you want to play it. I'm not going to play this one with Momo just because, well, it's still bearish Momo on the daily and it's had a massive like weekly support. So normally when you get like at a massive weekly support, Momo can work, but it's probably going to chop people to bits, get people nice and bored, and then go higher if it's going to go higher at all. That is known as an accumulation phase. Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. So there you have it. AYX. FTNT, not Fortnite, another company. So FTNT. Let's go to the weekly chart. Sorry, the monthly chart just to see the trend. Trends slightly bullish. It's a little bit up there. And FTNT just keeps on surging. Weekly chart, surging. Daily chart. I mean, the only way you could have played this one is you'd have to buy off the 20 EMA. Really since November. Edward says, evidently, we should have kept this one. Yeah. Yeah. Evidently. One of the signals that we had was this volume right here being the absolute low. Now, when did you know that volume would have been the low? Like, would you have known it that day? No. Right, that was a low, but it could have gone lower. Probably right about here, you'd have thought to yourself, okay, well, that seems like it could have been the absolute low. I mean, we closed on that candle above this, and this is hilarious sentiment. This is, in fact, let me go back just a little bit. This is just classic noob style trading. Not learning any candle sentiment at all. So you're not going to buy down here because you're terrified, right? Because it's, you know, down a lot, bunch of bearish volume, bunch of selling, went from 130 to 106. So nobody wants to buy after that. You want to wait for some confirmation. I want to buy into weakness. You're like, let me make sure it's going to bounce before I get in. So bear candle comes in and then bull candle, like, right, aka Morningstar reversal. And you're like, no, I don't want to get in there. Nope. And then bang. Jeremy says, if it closes above a bunch of bear volume, get in long, right? Newsome always says that. And I do, that's a true statement. However, we went from 107 to 120 in 4 days. And you have, look at all these white candles in a row, bang, bang, bang. So realistically, you're probably waiting for something like this. Now, a few years ago, I'm buying all of the stock right here. I'm calling Edward and be like, hey, Edward, let me borrow some money. Like I'm getting in right there and I'm gonna place my stop right there. That's how I played that, like what, 9 years ago. So I'm getting in, I'm in bullish. Oh, it's okay, it's just a pullback. All the things good. Right? Now when traders are like, Newsome, I'm always buying high, and then it goes lower and then it gets stopped out and then it bounces. Yeah, it's because you're buying too high. Do me a favor. After last week's back trading session, type a 7 into the chat pane if you spend a little bit of time this weekend back trading. Okay, got a few 7s. We got a few 7s. This is good. This is good. So do me this favor. For this week, I want you guys to back trade some more. Okay. Practice only buying with limit orders. Okay, type in an 8 if you're going to do that. Practice only buying with limit orders, which means buying low. Okay. So instead of trying to buy breakouts where you're like, oh, this is when it's going to go higher. Because trust me, everyone loves taking breakouts. Everyone loves to be the person that buys right here, stop right there, and just right. And you got in there and you're in all that. Right. Every one of you guys loves that. I know. That's going to take you 4 or 5 years. It takes practice to be able to feel that pressure and to just kind of time it and to know when enough accumulation has happened, right? Thus what I was talking about on AOIX, right? To know when enough accumulations happen to really start getting in. But it's better to practice with limit orders because as a new trader, okay, I say 2 years or younger, as a new trader, you want to wait for all of the information, for confirmation, for validation, for all the signals to be there. Because then you're like, okay, now I know what I'm doing, so let me get in. And you're going to get punched right in the kneecap. Some of the best purchases that you can do are when you don't know what's happening. When you're scared and afraid, when you're worried, petrified, mortified, and terrified, and you're buying into weakness. Buy into weakness, sell into strength means buy low, sell high. And when you're buying breakouts, you're not buying low, right? There's a time and a place to buy breakouts. I agree. But that's normally in a very clearly defined trend. The candles say so, the volume says so. Otherwise, if you're looking at, like, if we're looking at this chart, is this a clearly defined trend? No. It looks like an EKG, you know? If you're thinking, well, Newsom, this is going to take time. Yeah, bro, I know. Michael says nothing in March has been. I know, man, this was November. But you're correct. Very little in March has been a clearly defined trend. Yes, that is correct. Now, did I take that trade on FTNT? No, I can't be in everything, but we did eventually get into it, right? I mean, that's where Edward was talking about. We ended up playing it, but it was a pullback somewhere over here when we started seeing that pattern. Anyway, long story short, it was a really good trade, and yeah, we should have held on to it. But hey, man, if it makes you feel better, at least we didn't buy there and sell there. Someone out there did, and it wasn't us. Not this time. This time, we didn't do it. We're learning. We're learning. All right. So anyway, if you're in it, stay in it. That's pretty much all I got. Plug it in, plug it in. Plug trading sideways. If I were to trade plug, here's what I would do. I would let it break above 44.63, and I would buy a pullback into 40, and that's pretty much how I would play it. Let it break a little bit higher, let it accumulate more. It needs to accumulate a little bit more. Let it chop around a little bit more. It needs to chop around a little bit more, and then looking at getting in. Most of the time, like someone said earlier, patience is key. That is a factual statement. Patience is key. So like if you're looking at, you know, buying some things and you're trying to buy lower, you know, you get in and you got to wait. You got to wait. All right. Next on the list is Ferrari, ticker symbol RACE, and I am in this one. So this is a really, really good case study of being an idiot, but also having good practice. I'll go kind of quick on this one, but Joseph says, I watched you set this up to buy it. Ferrari? Yeah. Oh, I'm in it, man. I'm in Ferrari. So here's the thing. This was the perfect hammer, right? And we played this one. We set this trade up. And, you know, this came in. Again, we didn't buy here, which is nice. Joseph says, yep, in my studio. That is true. I did buy it in your studio, and I am in it. So Ferrari, do we buy up here? No. All right, we waited, and we got filled on the pullback. And did we get stopped out? Yeah, we did. All right, we got stopped out. Entry here, stop here. Now, do you guys remember me saying, guys, if we get stopped out of this trade, I'm going to try it again? Edward says yes. Joseph says yes. Yep. Because it's Ferrari. Hector says you said it like 20 times. Yeah. Oh, I did, because you know, it was a good pullback, and I have missed so many good opportunities on Ferrari. I was like, I'm not going to miss this one again. So I got stopped out here, and I got wicked out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get back in on this particular trade. Got filled here on the dip. Hammer comes in right there. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get in again. I added to it right there. And then I stayed in and didn't do anything forever. And then today I got lucky. So pretty much bought right there and then added to it above the hammer right there. And that was it. You know, so I do have leaps on Ferrari. I'm in them. And I also have shares. So I'm just waiting this one out. Paul says I bought off the 200, no brainer. I thought it was a no brainer because again, if we go to like a weekly chart, you know, Ferrari, this is of all the pullbacks Ferrari has had, this is the, I don't know the number. That was 26%, 32%, third largest. Yeah. Third largest pullback at 20%. It's really the third pullback of all time. Like legit pullback. It's the third one, if we're being honest. This is the biggest one. That was the second biggest one. This is the weakest. And, you know, that's cool and all. And I hope it goes higher. It did just stop at the 100, which makes sense. And I'm probably going to have to hold through it. I don't want to. But, man, that is a good gap. On a Monday? Gosh. I hope that works. So I'll draw this. Although I don't want to hold it, I have time. And if Ferrari goes up to 232, that is my target. And I'm in it. So I'll be patient as I can. And we'll see what happens. I got some of my friends in Ferrari who own a Ferrari. I do not own a Ferrari, but I have some friends who do. And I was like, hey, man, you know, buy a Ferrari. Or buy some Ferrari shares because you got a Ferrari. It makes sense. So, all right, Salesforce. Edward says, if we're not in, play a gap fill. Yes, look to play the gap fill. Entry around 200. $200. Salesforce, I do have shares of Salesforce. I have 300 shares of Salesforce, and I'm pretty much sitting at break even. So this is a positions trade. I bought some here. I bought some here. I bought some here. So I'm in. I got my shares. I'm just kind of sitting back and letting it do its thing. Now I wait. Nothing else to do other than like maybe it goes up. I mean, I'm praying daily. Not really. I mean, regarding Salesforce, like I'm not praying about Salesforce, but like we're in it. So now we wait to what it does. A possible double bottom looks cool. I think the company is good. I don't think it's worthless. In fact, if Slack thing goes through, I think it'll be worth even more. Shares don't expire. We'll see. Waiting it out. Facebook. Sorry, Edward says, where would you add? That's a good question. I don't know yet. I don't have an ad plan. I don't have an ad plan. I'm going to wait, and I'm just going to wait. Let's give it a month, and we'll come back and find out. Oscar says, I'm going to go back trade, matching my car payment with my shares monthly. On what stock, Oscar? Ferrari? Toyota. Nice. You will be very upset with yourself, but go ahead and do that. You'll be like, why do I have a car? Oh, I'm an idiot. But yeah, it's smart. Very smart. All right, Facebook. Jason King got called away from his Facebook calls. Good job, Jason. And there's actually a few traders who played this one really well. Talk about breakout status. Let's just zoom back over here. I didn't take this trade. I was not in it. But look at that consolidation. I mean, consolidated for a week. Look at the moving averages. Boom, boom, boom. And what's intriguing is this is actually a candlestick pattern. It's a rare one, but who can tell me what that candlestick pattern is? I'll give you a hint. I have a name for it. I don't know if there's another name specifically for it, but it's one of my random candlestick patterns. But that is a battalion of soldiers. So one white soldier followed by a one black crow followed by a one white soldier. Now the second one doesn't trigger the first one, meaning it doesn't go above the first one, but it's still a relatively strong pattern. You had this consolidation, right? You got a good close. We retested, nice little, I mean, perfect hammer, good trigger. There was a lot there. There was a lot there. So yeah. John Thaxton says, I got a Facebook caller, 325, 267.50. Ooh, nice one. So John sold a call way up here and bought a protective put here over earnings for 42-cent debit. Awesome. So your upside, you can buy that one back at some point. I'm quite confident. And then you got to put that if Facebook goes down again, you can sell for a profit. I love it. Well done, Jay. And then CRISPR Therapeutics. This was actually the Mr. Squiggles that I drew on March 5th on CRISPR Therapeutics. So I will throw that in the chat pane. And I think it's pretty close to fruition. It's getting close. In fact, as far as the actual price is concerned, it did the new high. This is the dip that Mr. Squiggles drew that we came in last week. So now we should make a new high this week before making a new a low to trap some of the people who bought down here. And that should be the final purchasing low. Again, this is all conjecture, it's freehand. So obviously I'm not saying this is what it's going to do, but it will be close. So there's CRISPR, I mean, gray hammer, weekly chart, pressures building. Looks kind of good. Long-term averages looks pretty good. And looks nice. Cool. There you go, squad. Derek is in with some shares. Nice. I like it. I like it. Cool deal. Well, tomorrow, my dear friends, is Tech Giant Tuesday. I got NAPA on the list. What else do you guys want me to put on the list? Fastly. Yeah, I heard some people are in that one. Apple, Can Do, Tesla, AMRS, Etsy, Palantir doing absolutely nothing. DocuSign, BLI, Riot, Pin, Mara, NNDM, JMIA, Amwell, more like got Palantir on there, got Amwell on there again, Pinterest. Albert says, thanks, Jeremy. You're welcome, my friend. SPWR, Fiverr, I'll put Upwork on here. Adobe, Can Do, QS, Nova, Neo. Got it. All right, my dear friends. Well, I will be here. Same time, same place. Thank you so much. You are incredible. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you. Have an awesome rest of your day, night, week, month, year, quarter, wherever you are in the world. It's always shining the sun at some point. You guys are awesome. Love you. Bye.